Hey, Brad, this seemed to be a very consistent effort tonight. What were you expecting coming in after that long layoff, and how did that compare with what actually happened?
Well, I thought obviously in one way it would be, our first win would hit us pretty hard, but I also thought, yeah, obviously there's the fresh advantage, right? You haven't done anything but got off your feet and were able to get back at it. We were able to do that without anybody playing more than 28 minutes, which was good. You saw in the first half, we were playing basically two groups because we wanted to make sure we didn't overdo anybody's minutes. I thought when they cut it to 2 in the first and that group off the bench pushed it back out to 8, and then when they cut it to 4 in the third, and when we pushed it back to 16, those were good responses. And for the most part, we played with the emphases from the week that we tried to create, over Zoom and in our one practice.
Mark Murphy.
Hi, Brad. You started with Grant and Tristan in your starting lineup and played them a little bit tonight. I mean, what did you like out of that combination, and what are you looking for there?
We're just trying to match up with Orlando and play it game by game. One of the reasons why we started the way we started in the first 10 games was because we know we might need to go to that at some point in games like tonight when they go with Birch Vucevic off the bench together. And then also we started it because we wanted to get Rob as much time as we could. So between those two things, obviously no Rob, Tristan and Tice both on, we tried to keep them both around 20 to 24 just because of the inactivity of the week. We couldn't start them. So it made sense not to. It made sense to bring one guy off the bench. And that'll just continue. I've told both those guys that, they're both really good players. They both help us in a ton of ways. Sometimes they might start, sometimes they might come off, but the minutes will probably be pretty similar to the way they were tonight, with shared between them.
Gary Washburn.
Hey, Brad. How did it feel just to be in a game situation, kind of the minds off of COVID and getting a bunch of waiting for test results and Zoom calls, just to the game in front of you? I mean, how enjoyable was that for you, for the team, just to kind of be back together?
It's good. It's great to gather. It's great to be together, Gary. You were down in the bubble. That was one of the great benefits of the bubble that we talked about. We're still going to be in this, test all the time and be on weird hours and be ready to hit curveballs. And so any chance we get to be in the gym together, whether it's practice or the game, I think that's the right mindset, is to enjoy it. Don't sweat the small stuff and just, and kind of enjoy this unique journey we're on.
Matt Vitor.
Brad, with Jay and Alan missing the bench, what kind of logistical things do you guys have to juggle just to manage things the same way you normally would?
Those guys, it was Jay's scout, but Jay did all the leg work on the, and just, and so we were able to cover him for that. Guys step in and help with their individual workouts and everything else. But we've got a big staff. We've got a great staff. We don't want to have anybody missing or out. But those guys are still adding as much value as possible while they're out. I mean, those guys are on Zoom calls with us all the time. They're on Zoom calls with their individuals. I'm sure Jay has rewound Tacko's jump shot 58 times already and watched it with great joy. Since they work together, and he spent a lot of time in the gym with him. So I'm sure they both missed being here, and they'll be back with us soon.
Last couple of questions for Coach. We'll go to Dan Roche.
Hey, Brad, how much did you appreciate the passing tonight? It seemed like there was a lot of good, crisp passing. And if you could just take us through that moment as a team, as a group, for what you guys have been through the bench reaction to Tacko's what looked like it could have been a three was just looked like one of those great team moments.
Yeah, again, I think that, everybody loves, what he brings to the table as far as a teammate, as a worker, as a guy. He spends a lot of time on his skill. I think they were more excited about the ball handling at the top of the key and then the drive. But that's a good thing. And being back in the gym and being together and smiling is a good thing. And we're not full. We've got 5 guys that weren't at the game tonight. Basically, they've said if you're not playing, there's no need to come. So even Kimba was told not to come tonight. But it'll be more fun when we're full. But that was a good moment for Tacko.